Hi boys and girls. Today we're going to move on to lesson 7.2, and I wanted to share this quick video with you just to give you a very easy mini lesson about what the objective is for lesson 7.2. And just to let you know, I will review 7.1 later this week, but since most of you did very well, I'm going to move on to the next lesson. So the objective of this lesson is to multiply a fraction by a whole number. Okay? Now, when you log into ConnectEd, if you do, you're going to open it up to the math message. The math message says that there's a social studies club and they want to make a craft, a paper mache globe. A paper mache is just basically paper, and if you know what a globe looks like, it's like a round sphere, like a round ball. Basically, they're just going to take paper and make a globe. So they need to paste, each member is going to paste 3/4 cup of glue. And we said that there are, oh no, we didn't read that part yet, and 1/4 cups of water. And the club has 9 members. So if there are 9 people or 9 students in the club, they're each going to take 3/4 cup of glue, and they're each going to take 1/4 cup of water. Okay? And then the question is, if they have 1 quart of water, is there enough water? So first, let's figure out how much water they take. So what I did over here is I wrote down 1/4. So each member is taking 1/4 cup of water. And what we could do when there's, we could obviously add these fractions. And if there are 9 members, we know that there are how many fourths? 9 fourths. Now the shortcut is multiplying the fraction by the whole number. I just want to show you how easy this is. So you can take your whole number and multiply it by the fraction. Or you can take the fraction and multiply it by the whole number. It doesn't matter what order you multiply in, because just like addition, 2 plus 3 is 5, and also 3 plus 2 is 5. So it doesn't matter what order you multiply. Now, look how easy this is. All I'm going to do is put a 1 underneath the whole number. And I multiply my numerators together and then my denominators together. So 9 times 1 is 9, and 1 times 4 is 4. So they have 9 fourths. You see, we get the same answer, but this is a faster way to do it. Now, we didn't get to talk about this in class, but this fraction line that separates the numerator and denominator is also another way to write division. So in a way, this is 9 divided by 4. So to write the fraction as a mixed number, because you see how the numerator is bigger than the denominator? That's called an improper fraction. And it's fine if we can leave it this way. I would accept this answer. But if you want to take it a step further and convert it where the numerator is smaller, we actually have to do the division. So I'm going to rewrite this problem as 9 divided by 4. And then I do my division. So I know that 4 goes into 9 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8, and then I subtract, and I have 1. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my remainder, 1, and I'm going to write it over my divisor. So this becomes 2 and 1/4, okay? And this is cups. My answer is in cups. So they have 2 cups and 1/4 of water. Okay, so I'm going to leave you to answer the question in the math message. 1 quart. Do you remember how many cups are in 1 quart? Okay, I'm going to leave you to research that, but I want to focus on the objective today, which is multiplying fraction by numerator. I'm sorry, fraction by whole number. So here we have 3/4 of glue. So 3/4, and not each member, 9 members brought in a cup of glue, 3/4 cups of glue. So what I do, I'm going to do it the opposite now. I'm going to write my fraction first, and I'm gonna multiply it by 9 because there are 9 people in the club. I put a 1 underneath my whole number, and then I just multiply across. 3 times 9 is 27, and 1 times 4 is 4. Okay, and if I want to take it a step further and write it as a mixed number, I will just divide my 27 by 4. And I know that 4 goes into 27 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24, and then I subtract, and I have 3. So I take my 3, and I'm going to write it over my divisor. So my answer is going to be 6 3/4. 27/4 is also acceptable. Okay, let's practice a little bit more just so you can see the purpose of the objective. Okay, so let's say I'm going to make up numbers now. Let's say I have 4/5 times 7. I write a 1 underneath my whole number because 7 divided by 1 is 7. So it doesn't change the number at all. That's why I'm able to do that. And I multiply. 4 times 7 is 28. 1 times 5 is 5. So my answer is 28/5. Or if I do my division, I will get 5. And I'm going to have 3 left over. 3/5. Okay, so I did some of that in my head. But you can just do it all on paper in your notebook. Let's do one more. Let's say we have 3/6 times 3. Okay, so just put a 1 underneath my whole number and just multiply across. 9/6. See that? And then I can take it a step further and do my division, and that'll be 1 3/6. Okay, so either one of these answers is correct. All right, now boys and girls, if you cannot get into ConnectEd, or if you're using a cell phone to do your work and it's too difficult, I created a Google document to do the practice. So you would just go in here, and here is the picture that you need to look at to answer the questions below. Okay. So it's the same thing that's in ConnectEd. You don't have to do both. You don't have to do the Google form and the activity in ConnectEd because they're the same. It's the same thing. I just wanted to make it easier. Okay, so you're gonna use this picture to answer the questions. If you're using ConnectEd, you're gonna do baking muffins. If you want to go ahead and do the math boxes and the home links, that's totally optional, but I'll really be looking for baking muffins. Okay, so the only thing is with ConnectEd, the information that you need is on this first screen. And then once you go to the questions on the next screen, this information will not be in front of you. Okay. So this is the problem of the day, or the practice for today, is that there are 2 sisters that baking muffins, and these are the list of ingredients that they need. And this recipe is to make 12 muffins. But if you look over, I'm gonna skip number 1 and start with question B. How many teaspoons of salt do they need if they want to make? They want to triple that, so that's times 3. So how many teaspoons of salt do they need? So we have to multiply the teaspoons of salt times 3. So I'm going to look back here. Okay, so it says 1/4 teaspoons of salt, so I'm going to multiply my 1/4 times 3. Okay? And then you're going to record your answers here. You're going to have to use the text box. So you click on the T right here and click over here to write your answers. I don't know. So let's say the answers 1/4. Okay. That's an example. If you decide to do it in Google Classroom, all you have to do is scroll up and down because the picture is at the top. And I also in in the assignment, if you look in your Google Classroom assignment for today, you're gonna find that down below, I also included the student pages for you. I don't know if you're able to print at home, but if you are able to print, you can print this out. It's the same thing, boys and girls. You can print it out, do it by hand, like show your work down here, your multiplication down here, and you can take a picture of this and send it to me. So I gave you 3 options to complete the assignment for today. All right, boys and girls, good luck, and I hope that you understood what to do in this lesson. Thank you.